Hey everybody, it's the Dudes with Attitude podcast. That's right, your favorite collective of wrestling boomers are back reliving the greatest era of professional wrestling, the WWF Attitude Era. I am your host, the good Dr. Legend, joined as always by my esteemed colleagues, the magnificent Brett Evers.
Woo! It's the Nature Pal, Brett Evans!
God in heaven. The Supreme Submission Machine, Angelo.
The reason why Galeberg streak end tonight, I take Galeberg, I put him in camel clutch, and then I fuck his ass because he come into my hotel, he drink my beer, he smoke my marijuana, he snort my coke, he take all my painkillers, and he go sleep.
It's a funny story.
Spoiler
We
alert.
haven't talked about it, but we'll talk about it now. When we all went to the Royal Rumble in 2007
Oh
in
shit.
San Antonio, there was only one thing I asked Chris for from the couch that he had a bet on. I asked for the cushions, and he did not want to give me the cushions to sleep on the floor.
From what I remember of that incident, he finally took the cushions off while you were in the shower, and I think you were out of the shower, and he laid the cushions out, and he was just cutting a promo, talking shit about this bed. Oh man, I don't want to sleep on that bed. I feel like a hobo if I were on that bed. Like, what kind of life is that bed? After like this 4-minute promo, Brett comes flooding out of the bathroom and goes, "Fuck you! I can't be talking about this. San Antonio's my fucking life."
That's what I said.
Well, we miss Chris. The Galeberg streak, folks, if you're tuning in, has ended. Sadly, he is nowhere near the esteemed former member of the Atlanta Falcons. He was called away at work, and we miss him dearly. We know he's not going to watch this show, so Chris, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck you.
So, anyways, guys, we're coming off the greatest episode of Raw we've ever watched since this show has started, and
True.
the bar is set high. I'm super excited for this episode. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really kind of curious to see where they're going to go from here. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We don't have a lot of matches set up, but we're trying to set up some feuds to get people. I mean, this is WrestleMania. Like, this is the WWE's pay-per-view of pay-per-views. It's the one, if you're going to watch one show of the year, this is the show everybody watches. So, I don't know. What are you guys' predictions for tonight's show?
You know, I didn't, like I said, I haven't read any Raw results for anything, so I'm guessing there's probably going to be more, I think they're going to do more Austin stuff, and this time around, isn't this, no, wait a minute, this is the one, no, I'm not going to say it, no, we're not going to spoil it. I think I know which one this one is.
I mean, this could be, yeah, the one you're thinking of. I think it's the one I'm thinking of too.
Because I was in 8th grade and I went to Mexico, and I didn't have a chance to watch Raw because I was in Mexico, and I called my brother and I'm like, dude, what happened on Raw? And something big happens on this Raw.
All right, so I mean, without further ado, I'm ready to get the show started. But before we do, what are y'all drinking?
Well, since if I would have known Chris was going to be here, I probably would have gotten one of my beers or something. But in the interim, we got my 0 sugar A&W root beer, so it's basically is the same.
I just bought 2 cases of those, man. Those are the best.
I know, it's so good. The only thing that trumps it is the cherry 7-Up 0 sugar.
Well, actually, one of my favorites is I've got the Mormon special, I've got the Sprite Zero, and I've got the non-Mormon special Coke Zero.
I'm a vegetable. I grabbed the exact same one because I forgot to load my fridge with more different flavors. So it's the cheapo. We have La Croix at home, AHA brand, blackberry pomegranate or blueberry pomegranate, and it's a delicious flavor. I'm gonna crack this open and get the show started. If you're joining us on Peacock, we're starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Doc, what is your favorite flavor of La Croix?
I haven't.
It
had
doesn't
many.
matter what your favorite flavor is.
Saw that coming from a mile away.
2 nights ago, the Legion of Doom's long and rocky journey back to the top of the
Oh
WWF
man, this. So I read the description, which has a match spoiler, like not a spoiler for the outcome of a match, but a match on the show. And well, let's just say, Legend ain't happy.
I just listened to a 30-minute interview that the New Age Outlaws did like a week or two ago.
You
And-
fucking traitor.
Well, it was on YouTube. It was on my recommended feed, so I'm like, okay, I'll just take a. I was doing some work, and they talked about, like, someone asked them, what would be your dream matchup, and he says, I don't know. We basically took the titles from the Road Warriors. I mean, how bigger can you get? Like, there really isn't a bigger thing we could ever do is go with the Road Warriors. So to them, even though we're kind of like, oh, this rivalry sucks, to the Outlaws, this is their life.
It's not that I think the rivalry sucks. I think it could work in the right context. The problem is they are using LOD as the boosting vehicle to push the Outlaws, and they are dumping LOD. Instead of having this be like a feud like the Hardys versus Edge and Christian or the Devils or anything like that, it is just this, they're the vehicle to launch. And there's always a sacrificial lamb wrestler to push the next big thing. We had Hugh Morris and fucking Goldberg, and then LOD, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, sacrificed the fucking New Age Outlaws. I mean, they're not even the best tag team in their house.
Well, here's the question that I have to ask is, what when it comes to, like, putting talent over, like, does the LOD fit in Monday Night Raw in 1998? And honestly, even in 1999, 2000, they don't fit. They're an late 80s, early 90s tag team. They're just not cool. I mean, now the Outlaws are
They're over as shit. How can you say that?
But they're getting what I like to call the respect pop, is what I call it. They're getting pop based off the fact that they've been around a long time. This happened to Christian. This happened to a lot of other guys, that they just got pop just because they've been around so long that the fans just love them.
Here's the deal. A lot of those respect fan pops, those fuckers can't work. LOD can still work. They work even, I could argue, say, just as good as they did in the 80s. It's almost picturesque. Like, you can't even tell the difference.
I mean, they can still beat up people with their. They weren't the best workers. They were just people.
Yeah, I was about to say, work isn't the term I would use.
No, I mean, they could still work. I mean, they could put on their performance the fans want to see at top level. Tell me they're not performing, like, doing their moves and everything at their top level. That's it. Tell me I'm wrong, and
You could argue that that's basically what Goldberg is used for now by WWE.
Don't even bring up that motherfucker's name after what he and Taker did in Saudi Arabia. If
Saudi Arabia is considered non-canon, so
if I were there, like in Saudi Arabia, I'd be super pissed at the man. I'm like, you bring two old men to fight for here, and they slap around here. Why don't you bring the girls to slap around in the lingerie for my pleasure?
Well, considering it's Saudi Arabia, I'm not quite sure they want their women in lingerie.
That's true.
They don't want their wives in lingerie. Okay, big difference. It's a big difference.
It's like Blazing Saddles. Where are the white women at?
The brash confidence of the New Age Outlaws against the smash mouth experience of the Legion of Doom.
They're gonna wrestle tonight.
Yeah, that was the spoiler match I was telling you guys about, so I was not happy. LOD are selling it while they're already taking their shit off. Like, we're gonna kick these guys' asses.
Is this a tape draw?
This should be a tape draw because it's the episode after last week's live show.
Why? Can someone tell me why they would tape their shows on Tuesday instead of just run it live?
because they already have all the crew and everything. They can go down to the next city, set up and do everything, and then they have 2 weeks free to plan, schedule, move, and do everything else, and go further across the country.
I was gonna say the same thing. It was probably a logistics issue.
So, but if they only taped 3 a week, right?
Well, no,
I
they
think
take
they
three
only
a
did
month.
2.
2.
Oh,
So
2 a week.
they'd only tape
Yeah.
3 if there's a pay-per-view. So think about it. Anytime there's a pay-per-view in Vegas, the Raw is in Southern California.
And then they do the
The Smile Eraser.
Mile Racer. That was a pretty good one too.
Hawk's Enziguri is solid, almost as much as his neck breaker.
I mean, I almost feel blasphemous. I really feel like it's only a Smile Eraser if Owen Hart does it.
I think you're right. We got to call it the Enziguri if it's used by anybody else. That makes sense, but I don't know. The action here is not too terrible.
No, it's really good.
It's a pretty solid
But I
match
mean,
so far.
This is like traditional.
For
tag
4
team.
guys for 2 guys that can't work, and then there's LOD.
Well, I mean, this is how tags met. That's how they should go. The faces start out hot, heels do something dastardly. They get the advantage. They work over the faces. Hot tag.
This is what I'm used to, though. Hawk getting pummeled and getting the heat on him. You hear that? I think they're saying leave the LOD sucks, guys. You're right. I'm sorry. Can we see? Are these guys going to do anything but punch kick? I'm telling you, these guys don't have moves. He's a stiff choke. I forgot.
I mean, they don't even have their own T-shirts yet.
Is that Billy Gunn's rockabilly pants still? Is he still rocking those?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because I think when he was Rockabilly, he was still wearing the jean pants, like from the Smoking Guns. Billy Gunn, there's someone who's been in a shit ton of tag teams, huh?
Yeah, because he couldn't work by himself.
Is our commentator still JR, Kelly, and Cole?
I believe so.
Could be.
It's a pretty packed crowd. They've got dual heights. I think. I thought I saw that.
I noticed the Raw setup is getting more to the Attitude Era setup.
Right. Mm-hmm. The camera, you know what's funny? The hard camera, I think, is switched, where the entrance is now on the left side where it should be.
Yeah, because it was on the right side for a while.
They're so long. Oh my god. Guys, we've been watching this match for almost 6 minutes. Not one fucking move from the New Age Outlaws. Bring that motherfucker David over here. Let him watch a match. Good God.
Well, I would have known Chris wasn't going to be here. I would have seen if David could have come on.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Maybe I should let him. I'll let you guys know earlier next time.
Because it's not his busy season anymore, so he should be okay.
Oh, nice. Oh, shit. Damn, we're going to see it already? JR, like... Oh, shit!
Oh, they hit it! What is the ref
come
doing?
on.
He's fucking dead.
See, this is
Oh,
why
the
I
belt.
argue Hebner is the worst official ever.
Oh, look at... What the fuck?
That's
What was the
What the
point?
cheap.
freak?
This is the exact same thing that happened to them last time they wrestled. This didn't solve anything. They should have, like... This should have been the, the WrestleMania match, the dumpster match between these two guys. But I know the big heats on Mankind and Chainsaw Charlie for what happened.
How frustrating this has got to be for Animal and Hawk. And somehow the New Age Outlaws have dodged the bullet.
Uh-oh,
And
they're
obviously
fighting.
Hawk and Animal with a miscommunication.
The tag team split. That's that's one thing I liked. I think LOD never did the official like big tag team split angle.
Come on now.
They had the
Except for when
come on,
Hawk went
really?
to Japan.
well, that was a legit. That wasn't an angle. That was a shoot.
That's true. That was a shoot split up.
Hawk and Animal have known each other since
I
they
don't
were
remember this.
growing up.
Neither do
I
I.
have no memory of this in my mind. Like for me, when Hawk and Animal got their heads shaved, I thought that was it, and they didn't come back until WrestleMania.
These officials. Wait a minute.
Oh shit!
Not to be restrained now. Animal and Hawk attacking each other again.
It's really weird to see these two fighting each other.
Absolutely
Yeah, it's got to be a Russo idea.
together for years and years.
Russo loves just bucking the system. What, they've been a tag team for 20 years? We're gonna break them up. We're gonna have them fight each other. It's gonna be awesome.
Certainly grew up in the game together, and this is a real sad and
I mean, as a kid, when I was a mark, I legitimately thought they were brothers because they looked alike.
crowd chanting LOD, LOD in hopes perhaps of
I mean, as a kid, they looked alike. As an adult now, I'm like, yeah, no.
Oh god, no, they're way different.
Well, folks, we're going to take a break and try to get this all cleaned up. I can't. Well, wait a minute.
This is good though. For an angle like that's showing how much they want to kill each other. That's good. I like that though. They're not pushovers about
I
it.
can't speak for you guys, but I can't believe this is absolutely shocking.
I'll give New Age Outlaws credit. They took the Doomsday Device.
I've been around these guys.
That's
for
about
a
as
Yeah.
close to a wrestling move they've done all day.
this has ever happened.
Yeah, and Road Dogg took it really nice, too. Did the full flip
It is
around.
not a good move to take. That is probably one of the most dangerous moves in the history of wrestling. And not to say that, like, not to say that they've injured a lot of people. They've injured folks. But surprisingly, the injury count is very low.
What a blockbuster story here
Like,
tonight.
it's much lower than I would imagine it would be.
Welcome back to WWF Raw. It is a shocking night so far. This happened just moments ago.
Oh, so we're going to get a replay.
Challenging the New Age Outlaws for the Tag Team Championship, and it looked as if after
Oh, that was
the
pretty
Doomsday
clean.
Device that the
That was a
LOD
nice
had the
rollover
match
flip,
won in
yeah.
the tag titles. Hawk made a simple mental error. Anybody can make
A
them,
simple
but he paid
mental
for that.
error.
And then, with the referee's back turn, you see the deciding blow. The
Whew.
opportunistic New Age Outlaws.
Animal sold that one, though. Went down before he even got hit.
This might be the last time we see these guys, and I kind of hope it is. Not because I like, oh, it sucks, they're gonna go away, but like, I don't like them being dumped on over and over again. It hurts when they're your favorite wrestler, especially when they're this over.
Ladies and gentlemen, just got word from the locker room area that this melee is still erupting. We hope to talk
They're still
to
melee.
either Hawk or Animal or both as soon as we can. But
You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, as much as I love the Acolyte Protection Agency gimmick, I could see Hawk and Animal doing that gimmick and working just as well.
Pretty much.
Could you imagine if it was them? Oh shit!
And the APA was the LPA
Yeah.
or the DPA.
DPA, Doom Protection Agency. Jesus Christ, this guy's built. Holy crap.
Actually, you could have had all four as a group. Call them the Doom Protection Agency.
What,
So it would have been just four guys sitting around a table playing poker all time, and smoking cigars.
But I will say the charisma of Bradshaw and Farouk really drove that point home. As much as I would have loved to see the LOD do it, like, oh my, what? No way. There's no way. Is this like even a title match? Why are they sullying my boy here? It is a non-title match. Like freaking Shamrock would carry that around.
It might have made it relevant if Shamrock did.
Oh. can't even hear Jarrett's music, but doesn't sound great. What? When does this NWA stuff stop? Like, I was tired of it 6 weeks ago. Like,
It can't last through the end of the year. It's only got to be a couple more months.
I hope it doesn't last through WrestleMania. Like,
like, how long does it take for something for Vince to go? Okay, it's not over. Like, let's move on. Like,
it depends if it's Vince's idea or not. If it's his idea, we're keep pushing it. It'll work. I know what the fans want. This is good. Or maybe corny being in his ear. We'll bring back real wrestling.
Here, they just announced Shamrock Rock for the
Intercontinental title.
Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
It's weird how they do it over announcers and like today's WWE, there'll be a match or a promo or something like that, which I actually appreciate. This whole like setting matches and commentary is oh god, you gotta get your cardio up if you're wrestling Shamrock, that's for sure.
Oh,
Every one of his freaking moves is off the ropes. I would be so mad every time I wrestle somebody. I can't take it, Shamrock. I gotta run 4 miles every time I wrestle you. Oh!
oh,
we gonna eventually get a Heart Dungeon match between Shamrock and a
And
One Heart.
Owen, that was in '97.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was way a long time ago. Oh, the knee bar!
Then they do a Lion's Den match, but I forget who he was. That also Owen that he
That
wrestled
was
in the.
Owen, yeah. Ooh. You know, it's interesting to see. It's like watching Shamrock now is kind of like watching a young Angle, but Angle could talk. If only Shamrock had that level of charisma.
well, Shamrock had pro wrestling experience in Japan, so it's kind of like it kind of came natural to him because, yeah.
Oh!
That's pretty impressive, actually. Oh, you have fucked up now. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
That was a power move. Holy crap. Jericho launched. No, you're right about. I remember Shamrock being kind of a wrestling in New Japan and whatnot. But the problem was they don't do promos in New Japan. Well, at least not as frequently as they do in WWE.
I think most of the New Japan promos are done backstage during their, because they do press conferences after their matches.
They still treat it like a sport in a sense.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I think Shamrock's career could have had a totally different trajectory if they just booked him, not booked him differently, but wrote him differently. He was just this silent guy that could get, you know, like Goldberg. God, Goldberg had the same gimmick and it worked for him.
Vince, we've talked about it. Vince has issues with guys who can't talk. He does not know how to book you if you don't know how to talk. I mean, look at Roman Reigns. If he would not have forced Roman Reigns to be that face that got him so much heat, Roman was over. All you had to do was let him go out, beat people up, and not say a damn word. No, Vince has to have his specific type of superstar to get him over. I think that says more about Vince than it does about the talent.
Do you think after the settlement, Vince is going to come back?
As chairman and CEO, no. I think he's probably done if it keeps coming out that he has these huge payoffs that I've been hearing about. There's no way the board or even the stockholders will allow that to happen.
Is it me or are we getting actual wrestling here this week, boys?
It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a weird change of pace. I'm like, what was it? I'm like, we're doing another rest spot, big one here. I'm like, wait, we had one of these already. What? This is a match. This is a legit match. That's
See,
pretty
now that you
decent,
said
but-
that, someone's probably going to come in,
Well, I mean,
interfere.
it's a pretty decent match so far. I mean, they are booking Jarrett, protecting him like crazy. I don't foresee, but then again, That's what I'm saying. Like, who wins this match? Shamrock is going into an Intercontinental title. Oh my god, a standing Hurricane Rana.
So I either Shamrock will win with a quick, ankle lock tap out, or there's gonna be interference.
Only two that time before Jarrett got the left shoulder up, and now Shamrock's going after Cornette.
Oh, duck it, duck it. Oh,
Shamrock
the roll up.
rolled him over. There's two.
I'm like, it's not a move you know, Ken.
Great ring presence by Ken Shamrock. As we said, Shamrock really
I guess he does know it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go.
Just backhanded the referee.
What the?
Took advantage. And now look at Cornette. Oh, Cornette's in the ring with that loaded tennis racket. And
Oh,
Oh,
what the?
he hit Jarrett.
Yeah.
true. I think
Oh,
He turned on
He
him.
can't even
And he's
tap
out.
out because he's out.
oh.
He's gonna do the hand thing.
He's-
Kind of spared him.
I mean, that does give Shamrock the boost that he needs to go into the Intercontinental title match, and that also protects Jarrett a little bit from the being like officially tapping or whatever. I mean,
Basically.
it's a good booking. Who booked this? Good job. I'm a fan so far. Yeah, we're rolling through the show, and I'm enjoying it.
Doc Hendricks.
Doc Hendricks. He's selling it pretty good. Good on Jarrett.
I mean,
You know
he
what
did get whacked in the head with a tennis racket.
You know what I
I'm
want to
pretty-
see somebody do is after they get knocked out, like they roll over, like they're still fighting and they're still trying to throw a punch or whatever. Like they think they're still in it. Because like you see people get knocked out in UFC and they land with their fists up a lot of times and they're trying to move them because they're like their bodies like keep fighting and their brains like now we're done. Turn it off.
Yeah.
How does he still have a belt?
It wasn't a title match. What? He just
Whoa.
fired
Whoa.
Cornette? What the hell is this? Oh, this slam. Ah, Millennium Moment. What non-Hogan moment will this be, folks?
Oh,
God.
Chris is missing
I
it.
know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Chris was actually at this show.
He only says it, every other show or so.
That's one thing that I have to say that I wish I could say is I went to a WrestleMania. And you know what sucks is WrestleMania was like 2 hours from me, WrestleMania 31, and it's highly regarded as one of the best shows they've ever done.
wish
I was
would've-
there.
wish
It was so good.
the
It was
day-
really good.
I will say this: WrestleMania 31 was the worst booked up to event in WrestleMania history, but when it actually comes from the bell-to-bell action in the ring, it was one of the best WrestleManias ever.
Oh wow, Animals.
Wow.
He's heat. Oh, you got it.
They really don't like each other.
I mean, like honestly though, they're booking it pretty solid here. But like this, if they were gonna do the breakup angle, this is pretty much how I see it. You
Who's
know,
the guy in the blue trunks?
Jobber McGee. I
Chopper McGee.
don't.
The Thrashers are there.
The Thrashers.
That's what I call them.
I remember the day before WrestleMania 21 that happened. Tickets were still on sale, and I could have bought a ticket for 2 or 3 tickets next to each other for $25. They even had 2
I went there too.
$300 seats available still. And I was like, man, I'd never pay $300 for wrestling. I say that. I say that then. But it was WrestleMania, and I was like, I didn't think about it. I was like, whatever. And then I didn't watch it or whatever, and I remember just telling my brother, I said, Hogan comes out and does something cool. Then, let's get back into wrestling. This is enjoy. He goes, okay, and then I hear about the Hogan Hassan thing. Oh, okay, I'll start. And I watched the next Raw. But thinking back, if I could kick myself, like, you know what? Why don't you buy that $300 ticket, Luis? Get the chair, enjoy yourself. Because it was probably a great show with a good crowd, right, Brett?
It was a good show. Crowd was okay. It was It was a more traditional WWE LA crowd. I wouldn't say they were super hot. That was before, the traveling group of WrestleMania diehards would go. So it was just more like a traditional LA crowd.
We're actually getting a jobber match here, guys. I can't believe the streak of Raws we're having. We're wrestling. We're so good. Then we have freaking this.
No, it's Kurgan and the Truth Commission. He's no longer
How
technically
many
a
breakup
member.
angles do we have going on simultaneously? This is freaking Russo's work here.
Yeah, Russo is the guy that likes to book makeups, and I mean, he does it at WrestleMania. He does 2 swerves in a single WrestleMania. It's crazy.
And we'll see that one. I know exactly the 2 swerves you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the double swerve.
Kurgan is undefeated, guys. I mean, let's remember that. This beast of a talent. Future WWE Hall of Famer one day.
One of the
You
things
never
that,
know.
one of the things that we are going to see in late '99 is WWE's going to shift from Crash TV to more storyline based, more storyboard based, because Russo and Ferrara leave and Corey Koski takes over, and he used a lot of storyboards like you would in a movie or a cartoon. And all of a sudden the angles became longer, more developed, more slower instead of this crazy crap that's happening on. So we're kind of in the middle of, or in the beginning of the Crash TV era. And it's going to be one of those things where we're going to see stuff like this all the time. We're going to see makeups and breakups, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
Well, it's like they call it the Jerry Springer era because Jerry Springer was hot. People wanted to see reality, real fights, realistic, portrayals and storylines and things like that. And Russo was like, "Oh man, let's subvert expectations." And it's fine to do it when it's planned, it's scoped, it's set up. He wanted to do that every fucking night.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a night, and it becomes too much. After a while, I love Austin. I love the whole Austin McMahon angle and the dynamic or whatever. But there's only so much those 2 guys can do to each other. And after a while, it was just going to be the same formulaic stuff. And I'm glad it never got to the point where it was getting boring. I'm glad Vince pulled the plug on it. It's like, let's just do this. I will say this though, the hospital incident is probably my favorite McMahon Austin segment of all time.
I'll take it from here, nurse.
Yeah, that whole segment was gold because it was fucking funny. You told me, because you had recorded it and watched it early in the morning. It says, "Dude, Austin hits McMahon with a bedpan, dude."
That makes the greatest sound in TV history.
Right.
Going.
But not only that, it's also the creation of one of the premier WWE characters of all time.
Well, the funny thing is, right now,
Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco. That's right, Mr. Sacco.
Damn it,
Mr.
leave.
Sacco!
When he says that kills me. He's like,
Because
"Oh,
he goes,
get out of here,
leave.
get out of here."
Damn it, leave! And then he throws it off the bed.
Do you guys remember the story of how Austin hit McMahon with the bedpan? Because they were in a legit hospital room, and he's looking around and he's holding a bedpan, and Vince is like, "What are you doing, Steve?" He was, "I think I might hit you with this." Yeah, it's just brilliant. It's just like I said. It's we're February of '98. At the end of this year, the entire product is going to be changed. The entire dynamic of wrestling will change in the next few months, and it's pretty crazy because then Raw becomes nonstop. You have to watch every single episode.
All I have to say is they need to get these 6 jokers out of the ring and out of the company as soon as possible. And I know at least DOA are going to stay here for a while. Why? Because they run the world's shittiest program with Hawk and Animal later this year.
What's up with the black fingers? Oh,
The Paralyzer.
the craziest part is that they are going to replace all of these guys in the next year and a half with Jericho, Benoit, Guerrero, Angle, Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys, like all of these subpar performers are going to get replaced very soon.
They won?
Yeah.
When did they win? Was it like a DQ finish? I don't know. I don't remember hearing the bell or...
Did he get him with the thing?
He had the claw on him, but I didn't see a tap out or a pin or whatever.
Maybe it's a pin.
There wasn't a tap out. They won, and they're getting berated still. Can we not do this angle anymore? Oh, Kurgan's gonna kill them.
Oh, again.
He's at least gonna kill that guy.
Sniper.
Ah.
Yeah.
Recoil and sniper. That is like one of the coolest names you could have.
Recon.
Except as a sniper. Except as a wrestler.
Are you gonna
Like,
shoot
what are you
somebody?
gonna, yeah. This is a no holds barred match. Oh, he's up in the rafters. Oh, he's got him. Oh, he's
Where's-
tapping.
What's that clip from Japan where the guy pulls out a gun in the ring?
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
that is such a good clip. They were like,
That
ah!
DDT.
And this dude's like, oh, stop hurting him.
How does this
Stop
guy get
it."
work, Don Cal? How did this guy get over to the point where he always had a job in wrestling?
On Gallus? I think
Yeah.
he did a lot backstage. I think he just was.
That's actually that's cool. Like the idea, like dragging something. What?
Oh, sweet. They're not going to be on Raw.
Oh, I think he's gonna announce. I think he's gonna announce the segment you're thinking about next week.
Oh, that's right. It might be the next week.
Because that happens pretty close to Mania. We're still 4 weeks out.
We got 3 more Raws after this.
And certainly, Sean, your WWF title defense against Stone
Oh,
Cold
they're
Steve
talking to
Austin,
him
of
right
course,
now.
With Mike Tyson as the enforcer, it would certainly seem to me that you folks have a lot on your mind.
Come on, Jim Ross. Let's talk
It's a
about
nice
what
little
this
wet
is
bar
really
he has
about.
there.
You want me to lend some credence to your little
I dig it.
rumor mill that you've been spreading about the legalities between DX and Stone Cold. Let's face it, it's an open and shut case. Stone Cold Steve Austin attacked a woman from behind. This woman. And guess what, Stone Cold?
He didn't tag her from
She took a
behind.
good
He
shot
turned her
and took a
around.
look at
That's
her.
how the stuff
Mhm.
works.
Doesn't she?
You know what would have sold it if she had like bandages and stuff on her
She
chin?
talked. She talked. Did you hear that? She talked.
So I read a thing about Chris Jericho. He said he was very upset to work with China, and he didn't like
Yep.
it. And Vince kept telling us, like, she's a woman. Like, no. Don't treat her like a woman. Treat her like a wrestler. It's like, Vince, you don't understand. I'm from Japan. The style was very stiff, and in the ring, we work hard. So she can take it. We got to treat her like that to help sell this whole image, whatever. And
Next week,
like one of their first matches together, he got a ton of heat because he threw a elbow really hard and clocked her in the eye and gave her a
From
bruise.
what I hear, Mike Tyson.
And like I thought my whole career was gonna be down the tube, but he says, but I didn't want to buck the system. I didn't want to change anything, or I don't want to say anything because this is my first real story angle that I got since I came into WWE.
The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the WWF champion, will defend against Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. I guarantee it.
And what I guarantee is, from this day forward,
You know what? This is a better promo that these two idiots have cut
X-rated.
because they're not trying to
Discretion
pander
is
to
advised,
like a
but will be
teenage yokel
completely
crowd.
Yeah.
ignored.
Did I hear that right?
That was probably the best promo we've seen of them. It was solid for Michaels. He flowed really well. I mean, Michaels always is pretty eloquent on the mic and does some good work. Oh God, what throw?
Ooh, must be the light heavyweights.
Yeah.
They should just make her Taka's manager at this point.
If Russo would have been in charge, she probably would have been Taka's girlfriend.
Huh? I want like what? was it backstage problems that got Sunny kicked, or did she leave because she wanted to be with her boyfriend?
I think it's just they ran out of things for her to do because she wasn't really a wrestler.
I mean, she's still pretty over. I'm surprised Russo didn't have her do an angle against Sable. Because, I mean, think about it, if, like, Mero, if they kept, because Mero eventually gets Jacqueline as the manager or whatever, and there's that angle, and there's the heat from it. Imagine the heat he would have gotten more having Sunny as his manager, who's like a blonde that kind of looks like his wife, and that would have helped push Sable's, but, I mean, that would have, I mean, she's been a heel before, but people have always cheered her.
So what you're saying is like make Sunny the manager, but instead of how he was always trying to dress down Sable,
Yeah.
he allowed Sunny to keep dressing
To
the way
say,
she does.
Look at this cow over here who I used to be with. This is a real woman. Like,
Yeah, something like that.
that could have worked.
This for the light heavyweight title?
He's wrestling. No. Wyndham's gonna kill this kid. He might as well be wrestling an infant. What?
Can't be for the title.
No, it's not. I mean, as happy as I am to not see another Brian Christopher Taka match, because they've run that course pretty well. I'd love to see this guy get tossed around like a rag doll. Why not?
Oh, I thought he said douche, not goof.
Wow. Pioneering WWE 1998.
No, that's why I was laughing. I thought he said douche, not goof. You big fat douche. I mean, I thought that was me hearing what I wanted to hear.
That could be the title of the show.
Yeah, but I haven't wanted to flush this one down the toilet yet.
What the hell? How is I never understood this as a kid. Like a wrestler could roll over a referee, and the referee, like kayfabe wise, the referee would be fine. Gets one little dink in the head or get pushed back, and the referee's knocked out for an hour. I don't know. Wrestling logic, you really, really, really have to suspend your disbelief a lot of times. When you're young, it's kind of easy. As you get older, you gotta really. Otherwise, it just looks like crap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys are. I don't know if we talked about this, but did you guys watch the blindfold match between the two guys from America's Most Wanted?
No.
The only blindfold match I watched was the Roberts Martel one.
So there was a blindfold match between these guys. It's like an 07, I think, or whatever. And they
Talk about Chris Harris and James Storm, right?
Yes. And they got similar bags like Roberts and Martel did, but I guess they cheaped out on them. I guess they made them that morning. They didn't test them out. So when they tried to pull the strings, the first time it broke the bag. So they never tightened around their head. So during the whole match, the bag kept falling off their head.
Yeah, it sounds like TNA.
It was awful. Oh my god.
But why would they put Taka versus a former heavyweight champion, right? Like an established heavyweight. They're going to put Taka in there? How's that going to help Taka? Like,
Oh.
Oh. I like it. All right, I'm on board for this now.
Saves everybody.
This is Kane's first face turn right here. He's taking out the NWA. This is awesome. I love this because you never know when Kane is going to make his way out here. I'm like, you know what? I was like, he should have got out there during the freaking Truth Commission match. But they're trying to sell Kurgan in the story here. This made no sense. Why does it make no sense? Because we're selling Kane, Undertaker. Oh shit, they all bailed. So he's just doing this to Taka? Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, there you go, Kane. You're a real tough guy. You're a big
this
man,
is exactly
Kane.
how you want to
You
sell
think
your
you're a
light
big
heavyweight
man.
champion.
Big man with your. Yeah, Tombstone, a guy that weighs like 200 pounds less than you. Yeah, you're tough.
And there goes WWE's light heavyweight championship.
How can Paul Bearer
Yep.
explain this carnage? How can he bring Kane out to take on this prone man?
Who's next on the list?
There is only one WWF superstar that I am interested in, and his name is Stone Cold.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, so they started
Called out
building this
the
feud here.
wrong man.
You want Austin?
I mean, they technically killed Taker, and they think Taker's dead, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I forgot we're gonna get this Taker build now, and that's a really good build to Mania.
Next week, right here on Raw is War, you'll step into the ring and look back Kane.
What? They're gonna wrestle?
All Bears challenging Austin?
That's a good challenge.
Challenging Austin for next week? Oh! Well,
I kind of miss the effortless version of that he does looks so awful. Like he just like
if Kane wants to fight,
when he like really throws it down, that looks a lot better.
toughest SOB in the WWF. What a showdown next week in Cleveland.
This is awesome.
Folks, thanks for joining us on WWF.
Oh boy,
If you think
Raw.
this hour was great,
Raw is War's ending, guys.
Warzone is on the
Let's
way.
jump into
Now it's
our
time for the
first
war
break,
zone.
and we'll be back momentarily. And we're back, folks.
Earlier tonight on Raw, the Legion of Doom, within moments.
So they're calling it Raw. Do they still do the segment name changes throughout the whole until the brand split?
They have to, and for ratings purposes, it has to be an hour segment.
Oh, it's so weird.
So like,
Something like that.
some weeks, Raw Zone or War Zone was the higher rated show, not Raw itself, because it was the second hour that got the highest rating.
I mean, what was the rating like for these episodes?
This episode got a 3.2, which is actually the lowest rating Raw is going to get for, I don't know, the next 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
This wasn't even that bad of a Raw either.
There's some shows that got 3.5s and 3.9s that were way worse than this.
Oh, so check
Yeah.
this out. You guys want to hear some trivia? So this was a 3.2, right?
Yeah.
The next time Raw comes anywhere close to a 3.2 is November 10th, 2000. Actually, no, December 24th, 2001. They did a 3.2, but that was because it was Christmas Eve.
That was December. I wasn't watching wrestling back then. I pretty much after WrestleMania
X7,
17,
yeah.
I
Yeah, that-
stopped.
Would have been right after the whole invasion angle.
And it's weird. Usually, like, I stop watching wrestling in summers because, like, you know, in the summer you're a kid, you go out and you do stuff. I had a driver's license. Whatever. I wasn't super big into the internet like I am today. But like, I remember just dead stopping right after WrestleMania X7. Like, I think I watched the Raw right after, and then I don't remember anything else.
As a matter of fact, that's exactly when I stopped watching because honestly, I was kind of spent on wrestling, right? Like that was a big show and had a lot of repercussions. So it's kind of like, okay, what can he do next?
Well, the Monday Night Wars are over. The sense of competition is gone.
That's true.
I mean, I was such a mark. I don't think I stopped until Batista beat Jericho for the world title.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my first break. That would have been after 26.
Really?
Yeah. That would have been towards the end of that year.
Yeah, I didn't start watching wrestling again. I mean, every now and then I would turn wrestling on when I could, anywhere between 01 and 04, 05. But it wasn't until I met you, Brett, wearing the WrestleMania 21 shirt, where I'm like, I heard Hogan came back and I heard it was a good show, and then I started watching wrestling again.
Yeah, those are some good years.
Mhm.
When I first met Brett,
They weren't really that good, but they were fun because we had us.
Yeah, when I brought the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior tape.
Oh yes, that was the first time we met, I think.
Yeah, what a way. That tape, man, that was such a good... I did not expect it to be like that.
Well, like, it just, Luis bought the tape, right? You bought the tape, the DVD, and then Brett, I was like, hey, Brett just happened to come over, like, hey, he brought this, you want to watch it? And you were all in college, not like we had anything better to do. Yeah, let's fucking watch it.
Well, because I was working at the time. I had just graduated, so I came up to visit you, and I said, hey, this came out on Tuesday or whatever, because I was making enough pocket money. I'd go to Best Buy on Tuesday and pick up whatever new releases. And... What the hell?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, the bat at least works.
Like the sparks aren't coming off the chainsaw. Jesus Christ.
Well, they wouldn't give him a real chainsaw.
Well, thank God.
For good reason. It's Terry Funk. He would have killed someone.
What's crazy, though, is that I didn't, I quit watching wrestling, I think around WrestleMania 25. And I didn't start watching again until Punk had his pipe bomb incident.
Summer Punk.
I heard about the pipe bomb on the internet, and I watched the clip of it, and I was like, oh, that's good for him. And then I heard about him winning and Money in the Bank, and I was like, oh, good for him. It's not enough. Like, I mean, I like Punk. He's not one of my top 10 wrestlers of all time. He's a good personality, but like for me, if I'm not invested, if my favorite characters aren't on the show, then I'm not watching it. Like, I can't watch it.
I came back shortly for that Summer of Punk, but then as soon as they had the whole Alberto Del Rio and winning the belt at SummerSlam, I was like, well, I'm done again.
He won the belt right back, though.
Yeah, but by that point, I was like, they've already fucked this up. I'm done.
Well, I would watch, like, for the, because remember, Punk after that had like 435 days as champion, and he was a good champion. He did a lot of really good promos. I mean, he wrestled often. Like, he had a really good run. Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes.
The
instinct.
I hate to say it, but like, freaking Bruce Pritchard does a better Dusty Rhodes than his own son.
He does.
With Terry Funk. Well, Terry Funk always whooped my ass, so I don't want to talk about that right now. The man could drink Dusty Rhodes, Stardust himself 2,000 times.
Why are they showing Rick Rude, who's currently working for your competitor right now?
Stardust himself.
So is Dusty.
That's true.
But he never got the gold.
The bionic elbow.
But I'm also proud.
It's more than an elbow drop, guys. It's the bionic elbow drop. I say that shit, but my boy Hogan uses the atomic leg drop.
I'm oh so proud of my son. Yeah.
Which, to be fair, no one does a leg drop like Hogan.
From my loins.
Which also, to be fair, no one's hips are as bad as Hogan's.
But if the dream could go back in time to his proudest moment.
Rick Martel. Now, there's a guy like who bowed out of wrestling gracefully and like never wants to come back. Like, that part of his life is like over. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't bring it up and shoot or anything. He just stepped away and.
Well, he tried
Oh my
to
god,
come
is
back
this setting up the mixed tag match at WrestleMania?
I remember when he tried to come back to WCW in '98, and he would be on Raw every now and then, or excuse me, Nitro every now and then. And then he got an injury, and then just said, "I'm done." Oh, he's gonna play his dad.
Oh, I love
Yeah, he's playing his dad.
I love the old
I
80s
called
style
that.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, I have this one from Spotify.
Whoa.
Like how he had to add the fat suit.
Wow, look at the fan. Where are they this week?
They're in Texas.
Oh, they are.
Dusty's the stomping ground.
My God.
He's Dust tonight. What the hell? Oh my God! Now that I think about it, he has the Charlie Haas angle before Charlie Haas had it.
Yeah.
That was a good 3 weeks. I love that. Bret the Hitman Haas, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
That's how you know your gimmick's dead, though, when you're stealing other people's gimmicks.
What the hell happened to his arm?
I think it's a tattoo. A shitty tattoo. Who's he wrestling? Oh, God.
Bradshaw.
This is definitely. It seems like they're B rosters here tonight, which is weird. Oh God! Oh, you know what? The other thing I was like, "Where's Luna?" I was like, "If you come out here in Sapphire Blackface Luna, I will not have anything." Look on Brett's face.
I wouldn't put it past them though, because they've already done it with Goldust.
What? You know what? That's funny. What was the last Cowboy gimmick in the WWE? Because there
Last
had to be a
Cowboy.
last
Did it Jimmy
one.
Yang Wang?
Jimmy Wang Yang, yeah.
Jimmy Wang Yang. When does
I think it was
that
Jimmy
come
Wang
in?
Yang. That was sometime during the SmackDown 2007, 2008.
Because like Cowboys are like the reason wrestlers did that is because kids idolize Cowboys. You know, Cowboys are on TV and movies and stuff like that. So you see a Cowboy wrestler, oh, I'm cheering the Cowboy. But like we're way beyond the Cowboys freaking era of kids TVs. You see Cowboy wrestlers now, and it's weird because America's Most Wanted they play Cowboys, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah.
I like the take on it because you know the Most Wanted. What the?
It's kind of like Hangman Adam Page right now. He's basically a cowboy.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't like play like a cowboy, but like he's a modern day like cowboy.
Listen here, son.
What
You
the?
know who I am?
Oh God, his arm is cut up. What happened?
I think it's prosthetics to make it look like his dad. I noticed on his face too. He's got like prosthetics, look like scars.
You should be bumping your little ass around here in the ring for me.
Oh, this got to be Russo's idea.
Come on back in there, so you better start. Let me beat you up.
What the?
Do anything to him
What
that
the
they're not
fuck?
man enough to do, and I'm not saying that
They
Russo's in the
said
back.
that
Look
only
at Vince,
Cody
it's
is in the
working.
American
They're
Dream.
talking about it, but no one's cheering. No one's cheering, Vince. But they're talking about it, Vince. That's what we want them to do. We want them to talk about it.
Bradshaw needs to lighten up a little bit. Get a sense of humor.
Because he still defends the freaking David Arquette title change. Why? Because you're still talking about it.
And I haven't been talking about it forever.
But I mean, like, that's why he defends it when you talk about worst moments in wrestling. And that's a worst moment, but you talk about it. So, ha-ha. It wasn't
Exactly.
really that bad. Like,
Well, Bradshaw's not missed a beat here. There's the elbow drop and a near fall.
oh my
I can't
God.
get over that outfit. When Dusty used to wear that, he said the outfit made him look fat, but I think it was really the fat that made him look fat.
Oh, Jerry.
Hard kicks by Bradshaw, who
You know that came from Vince.
Yeah.
and a near fall.
Make fun of his weight. Ha ha ha.
Dusty does. I really don't know.
Just call him the dream. Oh, ow.
Well, he's
Jesus.
getting the stuffings beat out of him right here.
So is Cody, is he on injured, like, is he on the injury list? Is he not
Oh
wrestling?
yeah,
Still the dream.
Thank God.
he's done for a while because he completely tore his pec.
He's got a good sense of humor.
Bad.
He's just a common
You think
man.
he'll make it in time for
Son of a
Rumble?
plumber.
Oh,
And
No?
He was always a good friend
Don't.
to me. At least he would stab you in
Cena
the
did.
well, Cena didn't have his pec torn like Cody did.
Dusty
Cody's
down
was
the far side.
torn clean off the bone.
I'm just saying, like, that's a Rumble victory. Oh, shit.
Oh no, I agree. Like Cody Rhodes should be. No, Vince wants it to be Rock and Roman, but really it should be Cody. But it's kind of like you would have hoped you had the whole year to build them up. You know?
Rock comes in for a money match, not a story match. And the story, I know there's a story between them because it's his nephew, right?
Cousin.
Oh, okay. But they're related, so blood feud or whatever. But Rock is not a wrestler. You're a movie star. You come in here for once in a while, and that's it. I think we just saw the invention of the clothesline from hell. But I mean, it was good for a laugh or two, but this is like the most nothing segment I think we've seen in a long time.
What do you think your father would
Well,
Wait, what the hell? Doesn't WCW used to do this shit?
I don't
Yeah.
want things starting us. Doesn't compare. No, does, that's for sure. I'm hanging these tights up. Well, folks, we got more serious matters to attend to. Kevin Kelly's back in the locker room area.
That's right, JR.
This is weird. Like, this WWE's not doing this usually, especially on Raw, and it's like,
Hopefully, we'll be able to get Hawk before he departs for the. Okay, here he is, guys. Let's follow him. Hawk, if I can, just a
I
moment
want
at a time.
Animal
Hawk, could you
to
try
come
to
out
put
of like
into
the
words
cab
exactly
and
what happened
tackle
tonight
him, and they
between
just
you
keep
and
doing that every segment.
If I could, just one moment, please.
Aw. Boo. Damn you, Russo.
And welcome back, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
he's
to the
got the
Rockman.
dimension.
Quinn.
King Lawler, back with you at ringside.
Head cheese.
The Legion of Doom apparently have broken up here tonight. Yeah, same goes for Jimmy Cornette and Jeff Jarrett. They may be
Blackman is one of those very memorable mid-carders that never really had to cut promos. He was just always there. Nobody really complained, did his job.
Well, because he was so good as a stoic character that when you put someone like Al Snow who could talk with him, they just played so well off each other.
That was the air.
I love the fact that he put this thing on his head and he didn't have to, but he like wore it ironic, like, I hate this
and
thing.
then the
Why
look
are you
on his
wearing it?
face, yeah, why you would wear it? Like, what?
Like, the good gimmick about that, like Al Snow, like, trying to keep putting it back on his head. He's like, no, I'm not head cheese.
And that's the crazy part about WWE back then. Everybody had an angle and a story, and it was interesting. Like every character mattered, so you had to watch every minute of Raw.
Good God,
And I think
is this the first time we're seeing Rock wrestle since the pay-per-view?
I think
so.
He gave D'Lo, Kama, and Mark Henry.
Oh yes, one of my favorite segments.
And The Rock gave Farouk a portrait. Well, that was priceless. Look
That was priceless. Lawler sells it well.
use the portrait as a weapon, but the distraction caused Farouk, the leader of the nation, to lose.
Oh, so I wonder if
Steve Blackman
is this a non-title match? Do they specify? Because I wonder if this is where Farouk gets
His
Rock
revenge.
pinned.
The leader of the nation is Farouk. Let's keep that thought in mind. And right now we've got a non-title matchup with the undefeated Steve
That's
Blackman.
non-title.
Earlier in the evening,
Okay,
The
yeah,
Rock
see,
told
that's-
me, he said, King, if you want a job done right, do it yourself. So he's going to take care of.
He's actually still running martial arts schools in his hometown, Steve Blackman.
Good preparation
nice.
for the Rock.
Yeah.
For him.
If
Oh,
anybody
speaking of which, I forgot to tell you, bro, we got a
closely
guy who
resembles
used to
Ken
compete in
Shamrock as far as
UFC,
martial arts
runs
is
a
concerned.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu
In a
class
unique
every
fighting
morning.
style, it's Steve Blackman. It'll
Oh
be
really?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Shamrock at
God,
WrestleMania.
I don't remember.
And
We did an
Maia
interview with him.
starts out very aggressively here. Right hands and kicks to the
I don't
solar
remember if
plexus.
he was super high ranked or if he ever made it to a pay-per-view like live, but like he's a
Irish
professional. He was
Redo's
a
gonna be
professional
reversed
fighter,
from the Intercontinental
and he
I probably-
does. He does both adults and kids, so if you want to get Tony in on it.
He does
Yeah.
both adults and kids.
Yeah.
Blackman can strike suddenly.
Did not come out right. But no, you know, it's funny though. Arizona has become kind of a hotbed for MMA because ASU has a pretty good wrestling program. So like, well, yeah, like
Well, and ASU's been building up all their athletic like departments and facilities. So
oh yeah. the Coyotes are actually going to go play at the
Yeah.
the new stadium because they got
And-
kicked out of the other
So they
one.
got kicked out of the Gila River, yeah.
Yeah.
Gila River did a cost-benefit analysis and said, you know what, we can actually make more money if we get rid of the Coyotes as a tenant.
My brother and I went to a hockey game on a Friday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, and it was $1 beer night.
Oh,
And
I
the
went-
stadium was like empty.
There's like 1,000 people in this like 10,000 seat arena.
yeah, I went last season. I went to a game when I was there for the Rams-Cardinals game. Me and Cliff went, and it was a Saturday game against the Flyers, mind you. And there was maybe only 5,000 people. Most of them were Flyers fans.
Well, yeah, like we went to a Wild game and it was mostly Minnesota Wild, but I mean Phoenix is just not a hockey town. They just need to get rid of that team.
I mean,
They-
it should
we
be
never
with
should have
as
moved
hot as the area is. Like, that's a great place to go to cool off or whatever. But
That's one of the reasons why they don't want to move the team out is because the Phoenix metro area is now one of the 5th largest in the U.S. It's a
It's just
large
what-
market.
Well, they've got good football team, good baseball team, good basketball team. Like it's a major city now.
I don't know if I'd say the baseball team is good right now, but
Well, I mean they've had their moments.
they're a World
They
Series
have, yeah.
winning team. Come on.
that
You can go eat at
over 20 years ago, yes.
Hey, you can go eat at Randy Johnson's restaurant down the street from the stadium if you want. Oh, Fruit causing some shit.
Yeah, what's worse about the Coyotes having to play at ASU is they're not allowed to change any of the logos in the arena or on the ice. So
What?
all their games are going to have the Arizona State stuff on it. Yeah,
Jesus.
and they have to do this for like 4 or 5 years while they build their new arena,
Oh,
which
they're actually
hasn't been
getting a new one?
improved yet.
I was gonna say, is Steve Blackman's finisher a roll up? Because that's the only move I've seen him do.
Might be.
Well, the funny part about the Coyotes leave is that they went to that new arena, which at the time was the Jobing.com arena, and it was built for them. It has this really nice plaza, but
Yeah,
and
it
the-
does.
but but where it's located, when the Coyotes are really playing, that's when the Cardinals are playing, and nobody gives a shit.
Oh shit! Oh, what
Yeah,
the
because
hell?
it's right there. It's literally right there. Like the Gila River is
Oh!
just north.
He
of
knocked
State
the
Farm.
rock out. Oh shit! D'Lo does not know how to throw.
Blackman's like,
The costume?
Blackman's like, feed me more nation guys, man.
You're like making fun of his throw. You don't seem upset at all. Why are they telling him to come in the ring? Wow, look at the Rock's eyes. He's so mad. He told me to do it. He was on the other side of the ring. He said, "Is bring your monkey ass into this ring."
Finally, when we get the breakup.
No, there's a specific angle to it.
I don't think Farouk cares. He just said doggone.
He said, "Damn."
I can't believe this turn of events. As the
He had a smile on his face.
controversy and dissension.
It's like that look when he's like, the look of disbelief the Rock gives is the best.
Let's go.
Oh, Rocky sucks. I mean, he's over as a heel.
Mm.
He's definitely their number one heel at this
Right
point.
now with Luna. Earlier this evening, Luna, we saw the artist formerly known as Goldust, but you
Oh,
were conspicuous
what the
by
fuck
your absence.
do they
What's
keep
going
doing
on?
these interview segments?
Standing back here, calm, cool, and collective. Just a time bomb of insanity, waiting for the luscious Sable to make her grand appearance.
Oh, God.
I am the one that is gonna take her Estee Lauder face and rearrange it into an anti-world original. I am the vandal on your mind, and from this point on, I will be on you like maggots on roadkill.
Got a promo. How about that?
Yeah,
And she's always been able to talk.
she's been experienced, man. She's been around a long time.
Oh, shit. Oh, we haven't seen Vader since.
Oh, that's right. He got his eye smashed.
I don't think he comes back until Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Vader salt, get it right.
That's right.
Well, they keep telling him it's the smile eraser when Owen does the Insiguri, and they don't get that right either. So
Kane would take that wrench and strike Vader directly in the face. Tomorrow morning,
yeah, he hit him that fake wrench. I couldn't even
Again?
say it.
Oh my god.
3 NWA matches?
What the hell? What is going on here?
I mean, you have to think though,
What tag team is left to wrestle these guys?
with the talent that WWE has right now, the Rock and Roll Express might be the best workers they have on the roster. Like one of the better workers they have on
Shut
the
your whore
roster.
mouth. You shut your whore mouth. These guys look like if the Rockers aged 40 years.
Yeah.
They look like the Rockers' dads.
we see the Rockers aged 40 years.
They look
Marty
like the
looks like
Rockers'
he's dead.
dads. Like,
Well, the funniest part about like the whole NWA Southern Style, Smoky Mountain, all these guys, they put these guys over, and you look at their work, and it's really not that good. And we talked about this before, right? Like,
yeah. No, it's just no. In the same vein, it's like Cornette thinks his style of wrestling is God's gift to wrestling. It's true wrestling, and it's the best thing ever. And I said this before earlier show. If his wrestling was so damn good, why did Smoky Mountain Wrestling tank?
yeah.
He kicked out the NWA ref. Why?
Because I guess Commissioner Slaughter is saying, I'm the commissioner of WWF.
Oh no! Are they gonna wrestle the fucking headbangers? I don't want to see this shit.
Thrashers.
Get out. Ah, son of a bitch. The show was doing this, and now we're going like this.
But hey, you know what's crazy now is that Billy Corgan now owns the NWA, and it's its own singular promotion now. It's no longer a
Territory.
like an oversight, governing body, basically.
Yeah.
Well, everybody it governed over just said "fuck you."
Well, no, they discontinued memberships, and then they decided to just brand them. So, like, you could purchase the NWA brand for your promotion, like NWA Wildside or whatever they would call their shit. But now Corgan bought it, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna run it as its own promotion.
Like 10 years ago, everybody who loved NWA was already dead. That NWA era is over. The name means jack shit. Like, even the Attitude Era here, the name means jack shit. Like, no one gives a shit about it. And in fact, like, I remember TNA used NWA to help branch them off, like launch them. I was like, why? You could have done it on your own. Who gives a shit? I remember X-Pac becoming NWA champion was supposed to be a big fucking deal. X-Pac.
Hey, do you know who the current NWA World's Heavyweight Champion is?
I don't know. But it sounds
The last
bad.
I remember is it was Cardona, but I know Cardona got hurt, so I don't know if he took the belt off him or not.
Angel was super excited to say this one.
Wait, no, is it Dick Murdoch?
Trevor Murdoch.
Trevor Murdoch.
What
He's now a 2-time, I think.
The fact that he's still working is the shocker to me. Not that he's NWA champion.
And you know what's sad is he looks worse than both the Rock and Roll Express guys do here right now.
I remember when he came in like 05, 06. I was like, these guys are not in shape. They look like garbage. What are they doing on WWF program?
He looks even worse. Just surprised they didn't give it back to Aldous, to be honest.
It's not so much about the NWA as it is about the headbangers idolizing.
You know what they should have done in this spot right here? Like the FU, the NWA thing? The first spot that should have been done is a double clothesline over the top rope on these two guys. That would have sold the angle that they were pushing further. But Cornette isn't thinking that way. You know what? You know what's going on? Cornette and Russo are fighting on this. And Russo's probably like, you should double clothesline him over the top rope and then get some good heat. And be like, look, you don't know nothing about wrestling. This is going to be a good match. They're going to get in the ring. They're gonna... The third fucking breakup angle today. Russo, what are you doing? Come on.
You think this is Russo's booking, not Cornette's booking?
This is Russo's booking.
But some sort of we're not sure what the stipulation's going to be, but we know that the match is going to take place.
Shut up, you morons.
Between Cactus and Chainsaw, Road Dogg and Billy.
Oh, they just announced the tag team title match for WrestleMania on a freaking announcement, and not like an angle or promo or whatever.
Oh, look at Cornette tripping. Ooh, yeah. Cornette was on the outside, making his.
How did these guys, like, I was wondering, like, how did these guys ever make it into the WWE Hall of Fame? Because even if they were wrestling in WWE, they were still representing NWA.
A knee right to the chest of a Mosh by
But I mean,
I saw them wrestle. I never thought they were any good.
Well, I mean, at this point, like the NWA in its territories are drawing anywhere from 100 to 200 people in like Tennessee and Kentucky and Georgia and small markets where the same guys go to the same shows every single Sunday night. So they have to. Jim Cornette's like,
How much are they? $10 a ticket? $10 a head? You think?
No, those tickets actually might be expensive because they have to. They need to make. They might be $40-$50.
Could you imagine paying $40 for an NWA show in 1998? We bought tickets to Monday Night Raw, a super show, a Raw and SmackDown taping for $25 each.
That's how much our tickets cost?
Yeah. That's
Wow.
why I said I would have never forgiven you, because they were only $25 each. I offered to buy them. Like, hey, I'll buy the tickets. I just want someone to go with. I don't want to go to the show by myself. And you're like, you were on the fence about it, you chuckle fuck.
I had to work that night when the graveyard
that's
shift.
right, yeah. I remember you're like, oh, I'll work with Adam, and you never saw Adam once. You never worked with him once, right?
Never worked with him once.
Oh shit! What the hell? So there's a
Yeah!
Cornette. That's a Cornette booked finish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thrashers
tag-
won them?
Yeah.
And remember, they win the belts at one point.
I'm sure it'll boost their career to a level of stardom. Let's think about it, guy. Of the 4 guys in that ring, only 2 of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Taking their titles to the fans here in Waco. And Mama's boy, the Prince of Polyester, is beside himself. I guess so. Look at this. The prestigious.
No, but at least the gold on those belts will play for their bus tickets to the next event.
Brody gonna say? Well, folks, I'll tell you one thing. Up next, we're gonna show you a very special look at the
Oh man, that's just a promo package. Is Austin not on this show? Don't tell me Austin's not coming out tonight.
Well, you did kind of hit on the nose that this is kind of the B team.
How could you not have your star? The guy that's selling your freaking... Look how many Austin 316... Can you imagine going to a WWE show, bringing your Austin 316 shirt? Look at all the fucking crowd right now, and not seeing Steve.
They just announced that Pete Rose is at WrestleMania on commentary.
Huh.
Oh, that'll put a lot of butts in the seats.
Touche, Doc. Touche.
Although he does cut a killer promo at WrestleMania, I will say that. Oh, see, it is next week, bro, that you're thinking about.
Yeah. You know, fun fact about, remember Mr. Johnson that did the Mexico trips in junior high?
Yeah.
Back in, like, I want to say 2008, 2009, remember David Haney? His younger brother went to the last Mexico trip because he was retiring that year, and he went on the last trip. It was like 08, no, 09 or something like that. But yeah.
Cool.
But just a fun fact for all of you Dudes with Attitude podcast fans is that the week that my brother went on his Mexico trip in '97 was the week ECW invaded Raw. So there was always, and so I had to like call my brother and go, dude, ECW invaded Raw.
And I was like, who?
Yeah, and then the next week's Raw is when I went to Mexico, and something big happens next week.
That was a fun trip as a kid. Like, you never think you get to do stuff like that in middle school.
It was one of the best trips I ever went on. Some of the best people ever. Like those girls were so sweet.
I mean, they don't need to make a package like this to sell Austin. Everybody loves this fucker. If you haven't heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin at this point, like, I feel sorry for your life. Like,
You know what's crazy about Steve Austin? He is probably one of the best overall workers ever. He can work in the ring. He had a great gimmick. He can talk. His stuff looked believable in the ring. I mean, he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, really. A lot of people go, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, but
I honestly preferred all of Bret and Austin's matches over anything Bret and Shawn.
Bret and Austin's matches looked more real.
They were more entertaining to watch. They were well put together, and the promos. Oh my god, that was like the best feud at the time.
The first match they had this is one of the best segments they've ever had. Austin and Michaels. This is a great segment.
Yeah. But they haven't done anything since. Like, this is their payoff and play up for the whole feud. They should be constantly messing with each other. I guess that's something they learn later down the road.
Yeah, but they might not have been able to do anything because of Sean's back.
Right, he's got to rest or recuperate.
Steve Austin. I've been busting my ass for 8 years to get this opportunity to wrestle for the WWF.
Boys, I think our boy is main eventing the show 2 episodes in a row, guys. Main event status coming up for our man.
Main event Mark.
Main event Mark.
Maybe is Austin even going to be on this episode of Raw?
I don't think so. That's why they're running this package and it's making me like I gotta.
It's in Texas though.
In my stomach. It's still in Texas. Those sons of bitches. They haven't left.
I bet you this was done post-production too.
Because they went to Houston for No Way Out, then they went to another city in Texas, and now this is for the live Raw, and this is the recorded Raw in Waco.
I don't give a damn what they are.
Oh, there's the one.
Like, okay, bitch, you want to flip me off? I think every member of the roster has, at this time, got stunned at least 2 times.
I don't think H has gotten stunned. I mean, since we've been watching it, he's not been really crossing Austin's path, and so I don't think he's been stunned.
Did you guys hear about Bruce Pritchard was asked a question? How come a lot of wrestlers have a lot of controversy, a lot of wrestlers badmouth?
It's him, the prophecy! Look at this pop he's
Main
getting.
event Mark.
Main event Mark. Look at
those idiot guys. They can't even spell the name Mark right. Of course they're from Texas.
Those incels.
The fur was flying, and I gotta believe that we're gonna see more of the same tonight. Wait a minute.
Yeah, get your ass back there and make him some pie.
Oh, I missed the whole disrobe me, please.
But what I was saying before was they were asked, someone asked, how come no one talks crap about Austin in shoot interviews or anything like that? Like everyone has something to say bad about, you know.
Oh,
What?
shit! It's
Owen!
What a main
He's
event!
over.
Our two
Finish
favorite
fucking
wrestlers.
strong. Here we go.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know who to cheer for, but I know I'm cheering.
Well, I'm 100% behind Hart.
If Owen was so good in this match, how come he's dead?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, I just had to.
Yeah, you just had to.
And it's for the European Championship.
This is so weird because it's like a Raw that was put together of matches, and then they're selling the build-up to other matches coming up, which is like a good show. I mean, so far I don't think it's as good as last week's, but it's like still pretty good. It's still better than some of the other shows that we've seen.
The
Second
Shamrock
hour
match
had
is
a
good.
little bit of second hour had a little bit down.
The first half
Not
of the
much.
second hour was weak. It was very weak.
She's not in the match. Get over it, okay?
Yeah, they don't understand. You know what? I love Marvelous Mark Marrow, but I knew Wildman and Owen Hart would probably put on a fucking clip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was pretty ingenious. I mean, these two are probably still going to put on a really good match.
Oh shit, nice.
Good drop kick. You can tell Marrow is a little out of his league from Owen. Owen's a little bit more crisp in the ring.
I mean, Owen's been doing this twice as long as Mark has. Mark's career started in 93, 94.
He's also a Hart.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Pile driver. Oh no, powerbomb.
Oh, the
Oh!
powerbomb.
Uh-oh. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Wow. She got
Here's what I don't get. She is like, go back there, go and do it. And then like 5 minutes later she comes out. Why? She's having a conversation like, why did I just listen to Mark Marrow? I'm gonna go back out there, give him a piece of my mind. No, kick out.
No!
Oh, we can't get any conclusion until we get a smile eraser.
Oh
Yeah.
I want to see how Mark takes it.
I like a
Back
champ.
suplex? Oh.
Oh no! Oh!
Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa! Look at that roll.
Oh.
Jesus. Get a Mark.
I even saw him at No Way Out. He tripped and fell in the ring with her out here.
You mean when I tripped?
By the way, folks, if you're in Hershey, Pennsylvania, or Lowell,
Oh.
Massachusetts, tickets for your big April events go on sale this Saturday in Hershey, PA. In the
This is a weird back and forth kind of matchup, but I like it.
It's a good paced match.
The youngest of 12 Hart children, proudly hailing from Calgary,
The
Alberta,
missile drop kick.
Owen Hart. There's a missile drop kick.
Oh!
Smart and a nip up.
Oh yeah. There you go, Owen.
Yeah! He hit it!
What a,
Oh, he's covering him. There you go.
Cover him.
Oh.
that was one of the hardest smiley racers to watch, right?
I know.
Our favorite
That was
move done to our
painful.
favorite guy.
Oh.
And he flipped all the way around too when he got hit.
I'd like to hear more about that. I guess it's going to be quite the
Get
night
a Mark.
next Monday night in Cleveland. Oh,
Don't let that ref tell you anything.
and Marrow now. Look at this. Oh, that's
Oh!
Oh no!
by Marrow, but maybe that shouldn't
Gonna
be
get
surprising.
disqualified?
The
He might, and they're going to put the sharpshooter on him really quick, and then like, oh, he's going to tap. No, he got DQ'd. Oh! We should call that the crowning punch.
Oh, that's my boy. TKO, baby.
Here it is. It's over. New European champion. Oh!
Oh! DDT.
He's selling that nut job.
Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter.
Don't let him turn you over, Mark. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
They're DQing Mero.
Oh, for pushing him?
Yeah.
She didn't do anything. Distraction.
He's like, yeah, I don't care. I gotta keep my thumb. So they didn't want him. They didn't want him to tap to the sharpshooter.
It keeps Mero strong.
They're really selling this feud too.
Yeah. Cat fight! Cat fight!
From what I remember, this was Vince trying to get Sable into wrestling.
What a big fucking mistake that was.
Yeah, she could not wrestle.
She almost killed Mark Mero like 8 times. Were Mark and Sable still married at this point, or are they already divorced?
I think they were still married. I don't think they ended up divorcing until after they were split up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because he put his hands on her.
Yeah, don't touch his property.
Oh shit, he's pummeling everybody. Guys, don't get in his way. He's got them big lefts and rights.
This was one of the better wrestling matches I've seen on Raw.
I mean, this is one of the best wrestling Raws we've seen.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to say, like, wow, it's got some pretty decent wrestling on here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Look how heated he is. It's weird. The thumbnail for this show was this image right here of Sable.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You get your ass back here, you little bitch!
Ooh.
I did not remember that.
Yeah.
Oh! Goldust tripped.
Oh.
Oh my god.
You know what's crazy about this Raw? Storyline wise, there's a lot of breakups going on. Wrestling wise, pretty good. Pretty good follow up to yesterday. Last week.
It was touch and go the second hour. Like, it was iffy. They had a couple of really garbage matches and segments, but I think overall this might be the second best Raw we've ever watched.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It's definitely top 5. Top 5.
Top 5. I want to hear your other three, Brett. Go for it.
There was one we saw. Was it December? That was pretty good.
That's so good. I just blocked it from my memory so I could rewatch it again.
I would say it's the second best, but it's definitely top 5.
So what's the second best one we've seen?
It was one of them.
if you can't remember the second best,
it's so long ago.
Maybe it wasn't the second best Raw.
Top 5. This is a top 5 Raw.
Get the top 5. That's something Chris would do.
Yeah, it is.
He's got like 12 top 5 wrestlers.
Yeah, but it depends on what top 5 that you're talking about.
Overall, fun show. I mean, we're getting into the groove. We're getting to like the point of Raw where I'm starting to really look forward to every week afterwards. Like, we started the show, it's just like, oh god, we got to get through all these to get to the good stuff, and I think we're starting to get to the good stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to get better, and what's funny is they didn't advance the storyline for the main eventers. They just they kind of went to their mid card, and their mid card delivered.
I will say this: it's definitely an insult to not have Austin on the show. There's no reason
Yeah.
not to have him come out there, say some crap, touch a promo, like cut a promo on Sean being at home. Why don't you bring your little pussy ass out here next week? Because that's where I'll be or whatever. Like, get people hyped up for it. There's no excuse to not have him on this show, and I'm really curious. I want to know why. Like, someone out there can explain that answer to me.
But aren't you looking forward next week to seeing what Austin is going to do?
I mean, he's supposed to wrestle Kane, allegedly. And we don't know because I would say I would look forward to it if it was built up from the previous week. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do next week. It could be anything. And it's not like I want to see him, yes, but it's not something that's been built up, which is what I'm trying to say. You need to keep this guy on TV to build up your feud.
It's okay, though, the reason why Austin stayed fresh in the Attitude Era is because he got hurt. And he went away for like 6, 7, 8 months or something like that. And keeping him down for a week and not doing anything, is it the best idea? No, but sometimes keeping him fresh. Next week you're gonna be watching to see him, because you're gonna get an Austin overload for the next year or so on Raw. Like, it's gonna be all Austin.
Yeah,
Are you
all the way
telling
until
me?
he leaves.
Are you telling me right now that's a bad thing? And Austin,
I'm not. It's
if
not a
he's
bad
your
thing
fucking
later.
star, if he is your main event, your top attraction, he should be on the fucking program. And it's an insult to all those fans who came in there, who bought an Austin shirt, who wore an Austin shirt, who brought an Austin sign, who wanted to see Stone Cold Steve Austin in fucking Texas, and he wasn't there.
Yes, but you also have 300 million people with televisions that you also have to kind of build up to. Maybe something happened. Maybe he got hurt. Maybe he needed a night off. We don't know what happened. Maybe I should go check that out.
Find out what
Could've
happened
been in
next
the dark
week.
match.
I want to know. Austin in a dark match. You shut your whore mouth. I would never do that to Austin. But overall, guys, I'm kind of pumped for next week. We are building storylines. Now we have the Nation angle that's getting built up to, it's building up to its apex. We're starting to see this Luna Sable angle, which I don't remember being very big, but it closed out Raw. The Sable was super over at the time, and the angle was super over to help push her to the top where they want her to be. And it's this Legion of Doom thing. As much as I hate seeing them do this angle, which I know will never actually come to fruition, it was interesting at the time, and I'm interested now because I didn't remember it. And I was like, oh, I don't remember it. But the way they pulled it off is pretty much how I expected them to pull off a breakup angle, with them just beating the crap out of each other. They're not trading words; they're just beating each other up. So, I'm excited. What do you guys think? You guys, all right? Let's do a poll. You think next week's show will be better or worse than this week's?
Better.
Better. Hey, I'm gonna say it'll be better because we even had a B roster and it was still a pretty damn good show.
Because they let the good guys
That's
who
because
could
we had an
wrestle.
A main event.
Yes.
And
They let the guys who can wrestle.
Our boy got two Raw main events in the Attitude Era. You can never take that away from him. Mark Marrow, main eventer for life.
I wonder what this week's going to be called, because it's going to be a good title for this one.
I've got a couple ideas. Brett's gaff is the leading one right now.
I lost it because I thought that's what he was saying. If there wouldn't have been subtitles, you guys would have been like, why the fuck is he laughing?
All right. Well, that's it for our episode today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be signing off for the Dudes with Attitude podcast. Saying goodbye for the magnificent Brett Evers. The supreme submission machine, Angelo.
See you guys next week.
I am the good Dr. Legend. So long, folks. We will see you next time.